everyone, welcome back to my channel. The Unemployed Millennial is here with the Unemployed Millennial parents. Introduce yourself.
I'm Rob, Emery's dad, Chungmi's husband, and I'm here. If we were in Korean culture, that's how I'd be identified.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Namgyeon.
What do you do?
I'm a urologist. I'm employed now after 6 months of being unemployed.
Okay, Mom.
Well, I'm Mama Chong.
What generation are you and what generation are you?
Well, I'm a boomer.
And you're a Gen X.
Gen X.
And I'm a millennial. Before I go into it, the Pew Research states that 1996 is the last tail end of millennial. The fact that millennial spans from 25 to like 40 is kind of like crazy. Is it 40?
I don't know. You know that
either.
stuff. Yeah, I'm a boomer. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, bitch. So I have some questions that I'm going to ask you, and then I have some questions that people wanted to ask you, and that's going to be this video.
Shoot.
Okay, if you were young right now, not saying that you aren't, what field or career would you go into? Would you go into the same career field? That's my question. I'm going to change it.
Yeah, I do everything the way I did it. I have no regrets with what I did, and I would do it again. So I joined the Army, and that enabled me to go to different places, not stay in the same place, be my beautiful wife in Korea, which I would not have otherwise have done, and see the world.
If you're my age, what would you do? Because by my age, you had...
Got married.
I was married. I had
Dexter?
You were pregnant then. Yeah. I mean, it's at that age, so, you know, that happened pretty quickly. Anyway.
Would you do something different if you were you?
Now?
At my age right now. What would you do?
I would be unemployed. You have the best life.
Are you disappointed in me because I'm unemployed?
Who, me or her?
Both of you.
No, I mean, I'm not
you don't have to take turns either. It's
okay,
a
fine.
conversation.
You're doing what you need to do, and someday you'll be bringing money in, and there are different circumstances for different times. This is a circumstance of the time. It's a weird time right now. It's a very weird time right now. So it's a time of uncertainty. It's a time of flux, and you know, it's a different time. So someday you'll be bringing it in, and that's you got to live your life right now, which is what you're doing. So it's okay.
What moment did you see YouTube as like, oh, that's kind of cool now?
With you?
Yeah.
When you get that stupid YouTube plaque.
Something.
That's yours. That's your guys'. That's mommy's.
Okay, take it, Mommy.
Well, you can have it too.
Thank you.
Okay, you can put it away.
It's on my wall.
Where do you guys think I'll be in 5 years? By Rachel. Rachel asked that.
5 years goes by quick.
Yeah,
And
that's what I learned from subbing high school. I'm like, 4 years goes by so fast, but in high school, that's like your whole world.
No, 5 years goes by quickly. That's good and bad. So when you're my age, that's bad because I'll be a whole lot older. When it's your age, okay, you know, you don't start looking at time until probably you hit late 40s, early 50s, and then time starts to become a different meaning for you, like it is for me right now.
Where do you see me in 5 years?
Where do I want to see you in 5 years?
Yeah.
Married, children.
Yeah. Married and children with your little dog or a big dog.
You have a dog.
That's a lot for her because she doesn't like dogs. Okay.
Maybe a cat.
No.
No.
How much do you have to financially support me versus my siblings?
0.
Yeah, 0. Pretty much 0.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, what do we support you?
Food. Well, when you guys are here, you guys pay for everything.
No, I mean, we feed strangers too. So
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
When I was your age, I had my first house, I had my first job, I was totally independent. I was in the Army, but it's just a totally different world.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm not going to compare my generation with your generation or any other
I mean,
generation.
we have to just
It's all different.
differentiate our differences too. I mean,
Yeah, now it's just totally different.
Yeah.
Kids aren't appropriate for everybody. I mean, you see that in relationships that don't last. There are a whole lot of different stressors on the family and people. Money being one of them. I really think that back in the old days when I was growing up, money was still important, but things were more reasonably priced. We had simpler needs, and those things were attainable. Now, I don't know what's attainable anymore. I don't know what's desirable, but I think the get out of school, get married, have kids, have the house with a white picket fence. That's not there anymore, because that's what my generation was. So.
What do you think I'm doing right now in my career?
You're building your career. Mm-hmm. You're reaching out and building your career in a non-conventional way, but that's how things are done nowadays.
Yeah.
It's not the usual path that we took back then. So sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss, and we'll see what happens.
it's going to be a hit.
That's the next question. Do you think I'll succeed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but see, the problem is especially with social media, everybody's got a shelf life. And
I've been on YouTube for almost 9 years, and I've seen that not only in myself, but like with other people. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that's actually something I'm trying to focus on in building my career, is not just making me the focal point.
right.
It's not sustainable. I'm trying to capitalize on people who are watching me right now, but to drive them to do something else, which is like visit Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska.
Did you answer?
He talks too much, so I can't. It's like, I forget what the
Just
question
interrupt him.
is.
You guys have talked about my generation thinking too much thought before you do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Can you speak more on that?
Yeah, you guys tend to dissect things. In the old days, we used to jump into stuff and just do it.
And why do you think that is?
Well, I think that the consequences were different back then. You could, make a mistake and not have it, impact you. I mean, for instance, with all the social media, you take a stupid picture, you do something stupid, it's recorded, and it's there forever. Some of the things, that you do when you're a stupid kid.
I mean,
But
yeah, research more on internet too. You
Yeah.
could just YouTube everything, and dissect whatever you need to dissect.
Oh,
But
like
yeah,
in terms of
we
thinking.
Yeah.
it was a more linear world back then. It was easier, simpler. There was more of a well-defined path back in the day. Now it's all over the place.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of my struggle, like I feel like I'm in a good direction now, but a lot of what I had to go through was like there are literally so many different pathways I could take. So
Right.
it was me trying to figure out like which one
Right.
would do best for me, but
Well-
also like community and like things I want to do.
We have a term for it. It's called the paralysis of analysis, and that's exactly
choice
what it is.
overload.
There's just it gets ridiculous. So sometimes you just have to make a decision and go forward and not look
Yeah.
back sideways.
My
just
motto
look
for this
forward.
year is less thinking, more doing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And half the fun of life is the doing, not the
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. It's very overwhelming to just think.
Right.
Because right now I still am like, oh, so many opportunities, but now I'm more focused. But you actually thought there was like more linear pathways.
No, back in the day. I mean, not necessarily right now, but I think what you have to do is, you have to pick a path, and you need to go for it. And if it works, great, keep going. But then the other thing is you don't want to be too stuck, because it's like I've always not been in a place for too long. And that's always been good, because I get to change up and experience different things. I'm not staying still. I'm moving forward in a different direction, and that's pretty cool too. And I'm meeting different people, new experiences, even in my old age, because it's just otherwise I'd just be stagnant.
And it's fun because they're trying to introduce me to people my age, so I make friends through them now too.
Right, and you have met people that are down south, and
Yeah. Kay Scott, I think I'm going to collab with her on a life coach thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you message her?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What is your biggest piece of advice to me specifically, or something you wish I did or I do and don't enough? I'll drink some beer for this one.
You're killing me on this. I don't know. What do I wish you did or didn't do enough? Okay, so I think you've done everything you need to do. You graduated college. You got into USC the fair way. I didn't have to pay
Actually,
anybody through the.
She graduated in 3.5 years.
Yeah, the back door. There's no back door stuff that other
People
people
liked
did.
your
Lori Laughlin
shade on
and,
that in my last video.
Those chickens came home to roost, didn't they? You did it honestly, and I think that to do anything, whether you succeed or fail, as long as you've done it honestly and given it an honest effort, that means everything. There are a whole lot of people, Lori Laughlin and all those people, as an example, cheat, and where did they get them? You got them nowhere. And there are some people who think they get away with it. Okay, they might, and good for them. Mm-hmm. But you know what? That's always in the back of their mind, and it's always out there that can come back to haunt them. So
you're lying to yourself. That's the one you're
right. So
disrespecting.
You do things in an honest fashion. You do them, in whether you succeed or fail. As long okay. So my business failed, but it was honestly okay. So I'm moving on, and I'm happy to do that. And money's not that important. It's the life you live, because too many people who just concentrate on money. And I did that for a while too. I mean,
I think that is the privilege of privilege, is you realize that money is not the point of life.
Well, I mean, you need money to keep a roof over your head and to eat, so it's not unimportant.
Yeah.
I think that the most important thing, rather than money, is to have a purpose that gets you up in the morning, that you like doing, and and whether that's your job or some other purpose, you need a reason for being. Okay, so and I'm the luckiest guy on earth because I like what I do. So I don't really consider myself working for a living.
Advice for me specifically, or things you wish I did and don't do. It could be anything.
I mean, you're already doing what you're, wanting to do and trying to do. During COVID, it was just kind of a hold for everyone, I guess.
I think for me, it helped me realize, you never know what's happening in the world anyway. Might as well do what you think that you should do.
That's exactly right, because it's not just millennials or your age, is, everybody.
I think you guys are really good parents, and I think that a lot of my friends think so too. What do you think parents should be doing more of in general? Or maybe on the other hand, what do you think parents don't do enough with their kids?
I think it's just different for every culture and every family. I mean, Dad left when he was 18.
Yeah. Do you think that Korean culture influenced our family dynamic more? Or do you think it's just you guys?
Maybe I would say more of Korean culture. I don't know. Maybe he's looking at me weird, so maybe I'm wrong. But I think I'm more nurturing.
Yeah.
To begin with, anyway.
I think your nurturing nature rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
I think if you married a different person, you could be a completely different dad.
Well, I'm very blessed because your dad. We're on the same, pretty much on the same page. Mm-hmm. So
or else he'll get killed. I'm not going to give any parent advice though, because.
Well, what about family advice?
Just do your best, and family advice is to be part of the family. Try to get along. I understand that you're not always going to get along, but that'll blow over.
Do you think family's important?
Oh, it's very important. And I think that we've demonstrated that it's very important.
What about for people who don't like their families?
Well, I can't help. I'm not going to give any advice, man. I got
Start
my own.
Your own.
I just think it's just important to listen to each other.
Do you have any last words of wisdom?
No, I have not. I'm wisdomed out.
You?
Stay healthy. Travel. when
Travel.
You can.
Okay, well, before you just start eating everything, thank you for being my video.
Bye.
They are done now. Bye.
Bye.